Yo, what is up, guys? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys had a blessed Monday. And today we're gonna be doing a trade review. My first ch two trades of the week ended up taking one loss on gold and one winner on ES. And yeah, let's get straight to it. I'm already on the replay mode here, so let me put it 9 a.m. Alright, that's cool. So pretty much this is 8 a.m. and this is what I was seeing, right? We have an uptrend, low, high, higher, low, break out. Okay, cool. And then I can also see that we're testing deep inside of this uptrend, right? We're already down here at these extremes, and you can even say, oh, we already got this liquidity from here. More liquidity. Diddy is everywhere. And then yeah, we just swept that liquidity and we started going higher. So from here, I was already like, okay, I can have a bullish bias from this, right? Like uptrend, retested, starting to go back up, makes sense, right? So drew out my Fibonacci tools from both extremes. This was extreme one. Hold up, I think I had it, yeah, I had it marked up on the 2 hour because look how cleaner it looks on the 2 hour rally base drop. The 1 hour, I don't know. I just liked it better on the 2 hour. And then I had also this bottom right here marked up. Boom. These were my extremes. These were my ranges that the market was trading, alright? Then what did I do? I just scaled down to the 5 minute and I was like, bet. So let's wait and see. Uh, I marked zones off of these extremes. So I had this zone right here and I had this right here as a supply zone. Like, ooh, let's sweep this liquidity right over here and tap me in, right? And something else over here. That's for yes. But let me keep okay, let's pause. This was yes. This was how I had yes marked up the morning. But look at gold. Let's go to gold real quick. This is how this is look. This is 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. So gold, we had a different view. Look, as you guys can see, we have an uptrend here, breakout. Cool. Uh-huh. Yeah, I had gold like this, pretty much. I want to show you guys the loss first, and then the win. But let's keep going. Okay, boom, and then we pulled back. I was not looking to take any trades off of these levels. What I was more interested in was this right here. Look, this zone. You guys see this breakout? And then on the 5 minute, this right here was very interesting because we had tested before and it had worked. So I was like, longs off of here are interesting. I was not interested in longs from here, but they ended up working, you know. But even if you were to take them, this zone didn't work. I mean, it wasn't filled. It's not that it didn't work, it worked. It just wouldn't been filled. And so, would you not have been filled? But on the 30 minute though, yeah, not even on the 30. Unless you did wick to wick. But that's up to you. But yeah, I had gold like this, and then this is what happened. We broke out, right? Cool. We got the breakout here on gold, and wait a minute, just want to clear everything up. We got the breakout here. Look, low, high, high, low, right? Correct. Got the breakout. And then boom, my entry was right here, demand zone. This is a rally base rally, and then we got the breakout, and then right on this other candle, this one right here, I was already in. So I got tapped in right here. Boom. And then my stops are like right here. And then my TP1 was 2 to 1 right there. And then look at this. Look at this, bro. This trade was so unfortunate because look, market retested, boom, retested my entry. And then look, we got so close to hitting TP1. And then this is what I did wrong on this trade that I can improve. Uh, we are at all-time highs, so this means momentum needs to be here, right? Momentum needs to follow up. The uptrend gets updated, right? The swing lows, right? So look, breakout, swing low right here. I should have brought my stops to break even with this swing low because if we had terminated this uptrend, momentum is over, you know. Uh, and that's the truth. And no, I decided to stay in the trade because in the other hand, this is what I was thinking. Boom, boom, boom. We got a liquidity sweep and go back up, but no, just stopped me out. So this was my loss on gold. Very unfortunate. This was the first trade of the day, and then from here I was like, bet if I'm gonna go long now, I just wanna go long from here. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. But then ES at that time, look, ES was already getting close to the supply zone. It had just swept that liquidity. So I was like, bet, let's put in these orders right here. And then my TP1 was this, I believe. No, boom. TP1 on this trade for me was 121. Like 121 is like right here. And I didn't give any wiggle room on this, pretty much. But yeah, look, it tapped me in. Boom, that was my entry right there. And then it literally tapped me in, and then it hit take profit, literally. And I kept my stops where they were at. And I was like, bet. Now, because I took 50%, so this is what I did. I took 50% out at 121, and I kept my stops where they were at because if they gotten hit, this was pretty much a break-even trade. You get what I'm saying? Because I took half R here, I have half of my position, so if I get stopped out, I only lose half R, but I already took half R. Got it? So my second TP was like right here. No, right here. I remember it being, wait. Oh no no no! This was the entry. Yeah, I remember it was something was off here. Bet. Boom. Then my TP1 was at 101. So yeah, this was the candle. Yeah, my bad guys. This was the trade here. This was the trade. Because got hit, boom, and then my TP2 was at like 3 to 1, somewhere over here. Right here. 3.17 to 1. This was my TP2, which look, we retested and then boom. TP2 was no, got close. Kept edging. I knew this wasn't from how we were going down, I knew this was a corrective move down to this uptrend and to this momentum up. That's why I knew this was going to be a quick trade and my final take profit would have been right here. So by the time we got there, I would have been all out, 6 to 1. But 3 to 1 got hit. I took a little bit out here and then 5 to 1 got hit and once 5 to 1 got hit, I was fully out of the position. Boom, that was 5 to 1. No, no, I wasn't fully out, my bad. I had still a couple of runners, and then just from, look at this rejection. Just from this big ass rejection, which already showed once here, we showed twice, I was like, okay, we're gonna go back up. Momentum is up. This is corrective. This is just a correction to the. Look at the impulsions. Look at the corrections. You can clearly see that this is a correction phase, and these are the impulsions right here, right? So I said to myself, okay, we are definitely coming back up. So pretty much on this candle, somewhere on this candle, I got out at around 2 to 1 was my I exited with my runners and then look, pretty much kept going. Would have stopped me out if I had stayed break even. And then this trade here would not have didn't work, but that's because if you had shorted it, you don't have that much profit potential. Uh, but then look at this one. Look at this. Look at this trade right here. I wasn't in the charts, so I missed out on this. But when I got back home, I was like, damn. Look right here. Rally base rally. You get the breakout. Then right here. This is the demand zone. Immediate retest. Boom. You're in. Then look at this. Maybe you give like one, two, three, like that as a stop buffer. You don't need to give much, you know. Uh, dog. There's a funny story because I used to get bashed on for using this where is it? Gun box to set my stop losses, right? Because I was so set to I had to do 30% of the zone as a stop loss. But then it was just widening my stops so much. Look at that. That I was like, fuck this shit, you know, I'm just gonna do one or two ticks or three at most under the zone. You know, this just adds so much more risk that it's not even worth trading with this. And but yeah, I was getting bashed on, and then I stopped using that. And then after I stopped using that, a couple months went by, and everybody in the fucking Discord started using that shit, bro. And then I was the one bashing them. I was like, "You guys are fucking engineers, blah 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 blah." That shit was funny. But yeah, just quick little memory that came to mind. But yeah, look, immediate retest and then 2 to 1 TP. Here you could have targeted psychological numbers, so every 25. So right here it's one, and then right here it's another one. Because we're pretty much at all-time highs. Boom. And then let's see. I know that this one got hit. I don't know about that one. No, this one got hit. And look how perfect that was. Damn, that was perfect. You guys see that? How psychological numbers work so well once we're at all-time highs. Can do every 25 or 100. That's why on gold. To be honest, I took these shorts right here, which yes, they were part of the corrective move, but they still worked because they were at the extreme, so they made sense. Uh, but uh, I was more confident that my longs on gold were going to work right here because we had room to like right here. Boom. That was just what I was seeing. Yeah, just wanted to say that. But yeah, that was the day for the day. Not much else. You know, crude oil. I wasn't looking at it. There was this setup. Retested this extreme. I looked for a maybe on the 3 minute rally based rally breakout immediate retest. I mean, if you had taken this, gotta have the balls. Not that. No, but just not the cleanest. You know, not the cleanest thing ever. But yeah, that was it. That was the trade review for today. Hope you guys liked it and have a great day. Peace out.